here, karibu sana. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for the love. Don't take it for granted. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers, so please do join us on this moving train. Okay, yeah. So I'm here to first express my condolences to the families of those who have lost their loved ones, and in particular teachers who are committed suicide. Like today there was an incident of a teacher who was found dangling from a tree, so he committed suicide. He was on JSS. So what baffles me is that you find like the way the person has been described is that he was so soft spoken, he's hardworking, all those good traits, and all of a sudden that he started posting things that were sinister, and thereafter no one could imagine that he could commit suicide. And what I want to say is that usually the person who tends to have a kind of perfect life, someone who seems to have figured it out, that could also be a cry for help. You understand? It's like someone who is trying to be a perfectionist, is playing by the rules, but they're either hiding behind something, or they're really struggling with something, even identity, and somehow even the pressure, to keep up, to continue being that good person. You have heard about the good person syndrome. So you find this person literally struggles, and at some point they become weighed down, and if they were, maybe let's say, having a melancholic personality, they don't know who to open up, they're introverts, there is a possibility that they would opt to do suicide. And for men it's very interesting, for them. For women, we just contemplate. For men, they not only contemplate about suicide, they actually commit it. Yeah. And for them, I believe, like, they have fewer safe spaces, somewhere you can go and express yourself. And like for us women, we'll be like, we go, we share our stories and hear from others who have even passed worse situations than ours, and get to know how to cope. For men it's different, sometimes even from the shame, the guilt. I know, you understand. Then you add this with the economic pressures, stresses, like maybe someone was used to maybe earning around 30,000, and right now in JSS it's around 17,000. That could be a very big challenge economically, financially. You are not able to afford the life that you wanted. But again, for this teacher, it was so, I don't know how to describe it, because he has bared for a very long time, and now he was actually on permanent and pensionable. So it means there were other issues. If it's undergoing a hard life, I believe he has. But what do we learn from these cases of teachers, or rather even other people who have committed suicide, is that we need to take care of our mental health. That's one. Number two, we need to have a way to, steam off away from the pressure. You understand? Yeah, the workload could be bigger. Sometimes the money could not be as good as you wanted it. Sometimes, yeah, the family could be pressuring you, because now people believe you're employed, but the money goes elsewhere. Then we also need to make conscious decisions, and this is why I'm here. Let's learn to make conscious decisions. Don't take a loan just because you've seen others taking a loan. No, take a loan consciously, having done your analysis, having came up with a plan of how you're going to repay, to even reduce these stresses. Sometimes you just borrow money, maybe just because your spouse asked you to, and you find that amekufuliza. or you take a loan that you had no plan for, so even how to repay it becomes a problem. Some take it into betting, you just drink it down in clubs, and the next minute you're broke, and you will have to go to work, to repay the money, and now you feel like it's not worth. Yeah, you're the one who took the loan and you have to pay. Dawa ya deni siku zote ni kufanya nini? Ni kulipa. Na kitu kingine, kwanza hii wiki tulikuwa tunaandika insha za methali, and what I came to realize is this methali that says mla nawe hafi nawe ila mzaliwa nawe. So you need to prioritize your family. You see, sometimes, as much as some families are indeed toxic, you need to define who your family is, so, and work from there. Yeah, there are families like church families which are really toxic, and they'll radicalize you, like you have seen in the media, people just selling all their property, even starting to starve themselves. The next minute they are dying, and you wonder, this is a whole graduate, a learned person, they should have made a conscious decision. Someone loses money to Aviator, okay, and all other betting apps, and you're like, this person first is a role model to the society. Somehow they are reservoirs, or rather they are resourceful people in the society, and a lot is expected from us, you understand? So when you find that you are the one who is making funny decisions, and yeah, you must bear the consequences. There's no way out. Yeah, if you didn't invest, where do you expect the money to come back from? Sometimes, yeah, you can even open up a business and it's likely to fail, and in such a case, what you're supposed to do, you don't put all your eggs in one basket. And I am telling you this from experience, like a time where I was being funded by my dad for the politics, yeah, vying for the School of Education position as a congressperson. You see, there was that pressure to campaign, you understand? You're seeing people are throwing money, but you don't know their source of income. Some were sponsored by politicians, but now you are using money from your own pocket. People will just sing, wanakwambia mkono mtupu haurambwi, and you find that you have used everything that you are given. You didn't even make perhaps your hair, didn't even buy a bag, not even a pen for yourself. I got almost depressed, and I want to assume that's what happens. For me, I'm grateful I learned those lessons earlier on, but for some people it's like, wow, you're getting even this amount at once. Then if you don't have good financial skills, the next minute you realize is that you're wasting a lot of funds. The money is not working, you're not going to work, but you're not seeing the value. So it needs you to make conscious decision, even about the family size that you want. If your salary or the amount that you're earning is only able to cater for maybe 2 mouths plus your spouse, just stop there. If it can't you can't even afford yourself, please don't go there. Yeah. So yeah, make conscious decisions. It's going to be tough, but you have to make the conscious decision on how you're going to manage yourself. Self-management. So invest on personal development books, go to seminars, learn from others, ask those who have gone before you, yeah, what they are doing to survive beyond the salary. Like you saw what happened in 2020, assuming you are a teacher employed as a private teacher, then there's no schools running, then you're realizing they have turned the class perhaps into even poultry farms. What do you do next? People had to be creative, and that's the mentality that we need to have. Be creative. As much as we hope for the best, also prepare for the worst. So look for means of surviving beyond that salary. What do you do beyond the 8 to 4? Yeah, Are you advancing yourself? Someone is asking, Mwaniki, hi, Lian, are you even looking? Yeah, I'm leaving. Don't leave. I was seeing you. It's just that I'm not in specs. Yeah. So make conscious decisions. Utilize the time that is within your hands to do something meaningful. Yeah. So like maybe you can do farming over the weekend. You can do maybe some online businesses like writing, article writing. Invest in yourself. Go to class. Go for that master's that you've wanted. If you had a diploma, go for that degree. Try to make yourself valuable. Okay, thank you for joining my live. Hope you're finding value. Meshindaje? How was your Monday? Yeah. So that's what I wanted to say, that as much as the atmosphere right now is very bad, it's very volatile, because you could hear the MP saying, oh, we sympathize and life moves on. It comes to a point we need to have tangible solutions to our problems. We need to tailor solutions to our problems.